I am currently halfway through my degree in Australia as an international student, and here are 5 tips I wish I had implemented earlier on. So the first one is taking care of your health. And I know you're probably rolling your eyes right now because you've heard this a million times already, but it's something that will set you up so well later on in your uni life. You're moving abroad in another country and are likely going to be by yourself, so it's really tempting to stay up late and do whatever you want since you don't have anyone to tell you off. But it's important that you use those first few days to kickstart your new routine and drill it into place. I recommend writing down in your notes or set an event in your calendar when you're going to sleep and wake up, have a bedtime and follow it like your life depended on it. My next tip is to go to as many events as you can. Go to every orientation day, join clubs, sign up to programs, volunteer, explore as much as you can. You are going to have the most amount of free time in those first few weeks, so you gotta utilize it. Make an effort to socialize with people and be active. Ideally, find some friends before the year starts so you have someone to go to events with. I know how nerve-wracking it is to come up to a random person and start a conversation, but recognize that most of the people there are in the same position as you. They're probably just as shy and are waiting for someone to start talking to them, so be that person. Being passive is probably the worst thing you can do. It's scary to put yourself out there and be the person who initiates, but you'll learn so much and open up so many more opportunities. This is also related to my next tip, which is make friends with the people in your degree. I know I mentioned going to an event and befriending people there, but the people you'll see the most are the ones in your class. The challenge with forming close friendship is that you both need to have something in common, and it's really awkward to do small talk every time you want to strike up a conversation. So being in the same class gives you excuses to talk to the other person, like asking about the homework or the study materials. And through those, you could get to know the person better. My next piece of advice is to go to your lectures. You'll see this in basically every class that doesn't take attendance, where the first few weeks will be packed with students, and as the semester progresses, the attendance will reduce significantly. I know it's easy to tell yourself that you'll watch the recording later and catch up to it during the week, but unless you have a valid excuse like a health problem, I don't think you should be skipping your classes. Once you allow yourself to skip a class because you're sleepy or simply don't feel like it, you'll be inclined to skip more and eventually not go at all. I've fallen victim to this myself and ended up having to play a catch-up game by the end of the semester. I've lost count of how many times I've had to rewind the lecture recording because I was scrolling on my phone or not paying attention at all. Just being in a study environment can improve your focus and productivity, and you avoid telling yourself, oh, I'll watch it later, I have plenty of time. My final tip is to take initiative early on in group work. If you've seen the skits circling on social media about working in a group, you have an idea on how bad it can get. Now this is especially true for randomized groups, and if you're lucky, you'll get someone who actually engages and wants to do well, but most of the time, you'll be with people who barely talk or do the bare minimum. And it can be really frustrating if you want more than just a pass. And from my own experience, I found that it's best for you to be proactive and take the role of the leader from the get-go. You don't want to be that team that does everything last minute and barely scrapes by with a pass. Trust me, I've seen it firsthand and it's bad. So that's about it for the video. Hope you find the tips helpful. All of this is from my personal experience, so it's probably not going to apply with every single person. Try it out, and if it doesn't work for you, find something else that does. Like and sub if you enjoyed, and I'll see you. Bye.